Morning everyone, I hope you had a good weekend so far. Just a little update on Link. You see that the uptrend continued yesterday. We did get a slight pullback, just like I said in my video. I think I was making my video around about this level here. I did say that it potentially pulled back to the previous high and should test it as support and bounce off it. You can see it did something very similar as it always been doing in this uptrend. You can see it just bounced down, just shy of the support actually, a little bit shy of it, but it did bounce off, so that's very positive. But as you can see at the moment, it's hit the top of this channel. You see this channel that we're trading in at the moment on Chainlink. You can see in this ascending channel here, it's actually acting as some form of resistance. Let's move that again. It's actually acting as some form of resistance. So in this entire move here, we've been trading within this channel. So potentially, I'm not saying it is, but I'm saying potentially this could be a bit of a top for Chainlink in this particular move. The reason I'm saying that is because we'll take a look at the moment, but Bitcoin looks like it's bouncing a little bit against this dominance. So in the dominance of Bitcoin, there's a dominance chart against the altcoins, which I'll show you in a second. And in that chart, Bitcoin is just bouncing off support. So that would give precedence to the fact that perhaps alts are going to cool down a bit, and in particular Link will cool down a little bit, have a little bounce, and range might come back down, bleed some sats against Satoshis against Bitcoin, where Bitcoin will probably bounce towards the 53k mark that we've been eyeballing for the past week or so. So that's a potential play, providing that the whole market doesn't crash. If the whole market crashes, then everything crashes with it. But this is a potential play here. You can see that it's just topped out in this channel, just there. You see that, this support. So at the moment, sorry, this resistance at the moment, it's had like 1, 2, you could say 3, a wick up there, 4, 5. It's hit it in this range here. If we just remove that, you can see that it's had 3 goes at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4 goes at this over the 4-hour time frame. So you can see it's topping out just there. It's struggling now, so it looks like it's pulling back a little bit. Not financial advice. I'm not saying get rid of your Link. I'm just saying that these are the key targets that we keep an eye on for Chainlink. You can see we've been trading this channel beautifully. You know, if we can break that Bitcoin dominance, if the Bitcoin dominance can lose, then we're looking at the biggest alt season ever. And I'll show you that chart in a minute. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. It could lead to Chainlink breaking out of this channel right here. If it breaks out of this channel, then I expect all alts will just go to the moon, and Bitcoin will just like sort of go sideways. So it's all key. This is a very key area here of resistance. So potentially Chainlink could just break out, and then it forms a new trend. But at the moment, the most likeliest outcome is that we're hitting the resistance here, and Bitcoin is going to gain some dominance back in the charts, in market dominance, which we'll show you in a moment, and we could potentially just come back down and test the previous high just there, because like we did yesterday, I said to you we'll go up and test the previous high as we have done all this move. So we could potentially come back down and test this previous high. So this could be a support target for Link just there. If I'll just mark that up for you guys. So we could be looking at a really strong support target for Chainlink at $32.09 roughly. If it comes down and tests this previous all-time high there, look, yeah, which was yesterday. And so that's just an update on Link for you guys, something to keep an eye on. But mainly, I think what we need to keep an eye on is the BT dominance chart. So I'm going to jump over to that chart now for you. BC.D. Yeah. So yesterday, I've not looked at this chart in a few days, but as you can see, this is a major. This is a major support line. You can see that on the 5th of February, we broke it, and then Bitcoin had a nice bounce up, come back down, almost went through it again, and it's bounced up. So it looks like it's trying to come back into this range just here now. So if we look at this chart on a zoomed out level, so at the moment the Bitcoin dominance is 61% of the entire crypto market. Bitcoin owns 61%, 61.44% of the entire market. So say that the entire crypto market is valued at, we'll have a look at that now. So the current market cap of the entire crypto space is valued at 1.54 trillion. It's up 2.6% in the past day. Okay, So this particular chart's not quite updated properly yet, but that will sort itself out. I think this updates on a daily basis over at CoinsKid.com. So going back to the Bitcoin dominance chart, you can see that it came down, it broke support, and it came down and it's bounced off this level here. So now it's going to try and get back up into here. So this particular range just here, this level here, is extremely important because Bitcoin could potentially go up. Now keep going up a little bit, bounce back down, and which, if it bled all the way down here, like lost a lot of dominance, that would lead to the biggest alt season you've ever seen in your life. You mean every single alt will just moon, and Bitcoin will just be going sideways. So that's a potential play, but right now you can see that Bitcoin is fighting this. It's fighting the fight to not lose too much dominance. I mean, I don't think it's been as low as 60% for years. So right now, this is a crucial time for Bitcoin. As you can see, it's putting up a good fight. So if we zoom out on a weekly basis, so as you can see, look, this is the multi-year long trend here. So in 2018, when we had that massive boom in crypto, you can see here Bitcoin plodding along. I've already told you about this in a previous video. And then alts came along. You know, you can see it just had massive dominance. If you look over to the right there, it was like 98%, and Bitcoin was going along. And then all of a sudden the alt season came in early January, which led to more money pumping into alts. Okay, so then Bitcoin come back, more money pumping into alts, and Bitcoin come back, more money pumping into alts. And you can see just from this level here, you know, Bitcoin lost so much dominance. It was up there at 97%, and it actually went down all the way down to 35%. That's when the alt season started, and it was just insane. This here, you know, you've seen alts going up 1000x and stuff silly like that, which potentially we could see again in this term. But what's different about the entire crypto space this time around, in my opinion, is there's more institutional money coming into Bitcoin and not necessarily the other cryptos. There's certain projects that I think that institutional investment will pick up, i.e. Ethereum, Chainlink, I've spoken about before, you know, your blue chip crypto projects. But there possibly will be a lot of FOMO into the other projects. And I think a lot of this here was obviously retail FOMO. And the thing is, are we getting the retail FOMO yet? You know, is the retail FOMO going to lead to a massive alt season? So Bitcoin's going to lose its dominance and go back down to this level here. So if we mark that there, you can see down at the 36% mark, probably drop that a little bit lower. You can see that wick down there. So it's roughly that level there. So if Bitcoin dropped down to like 35% of the entire crypto market right now, you can only imagine the gains in the alts. So potentially we could, I'm not saying it's definite and it's not financial advice. I'm saying that we could see something like this over the coming months for the alts. And then Bitcoin will be hitting this major support here, and it could bounce, which would be great for us little guys getting in, you know, that can't necessarily afford one Bitcoin. We could get in at the floor on some of the alts, ride the alts up, and then swap it for a Bitcoin, you know. So you've not missed the boat, and this is potentially how you could acquire one Bitcoin from investing, you know, $100 or $200 or whatever it is that you want to invest, or dollar cost average, or, you know. But again, it's not financial advice. I'm just saying that anything can go to zero. You know, any investment can go to zero. You could invest any money here and lose it all, and that's the market. That's the way it works. But potentially, this right here, what you're looking at in front of you, could potentially be a play where you could actually acquire one Bitcoin by the end of the year. And you know that the end goal is here to acquire more Bitcoin, as much Bitcoin as you can, because Bitcoin is digital gold, and Bitcoin will be valued at 1 million plus, 5 million plus a coin, you know, in our lifetime. I don't know how old the average viewer is. I think the average viewer is 25 plus or something on this channel. So given that, this is your opportunity to get in at the floor. In my opinion, this is what could happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It's not financial advice, guys, but it's a certain play that I do see. You know, imagine this area here, okay? So visualize going back to 2017 when Bitcoin was crabbing along, doing what it does, okay? And then alt season came. So imagine buying Ethereum here. I think Ethereum was something like $10, $15, and you held Ethereum, right, okay, you bought 10 Ethereum for $100 or something, and then Ethereum just absolutely rocketed. And I think Ethereum ended the year on something like $1,400. So you can imagine how much gains you would have experienced during that bull run there, that alt season. And at that point, if you'd have swapped your Ethereum for Bitcoin, you would have ended up with 5 Bitcoins. And if you'd have held for this time, you'd now have $200,000. So, the market's very difficult to read, but you can look at the past trends and the past performance, not necessarily to guarantee future results, but it gives you an idea of sort of where the market could be headed or could be going. So yeah, it's extremely bullish, guys. This is a very, very crucial time, and last week I was saying it was a crucial time as well, and Bitcoin actually bounced. If we zoom in on this weekly chart here, you can see that just down here a couple of weeks ago, Bitcoin was heading down and it bounced, and I thought, right, here we go, Bitcoin's going to go to 100k. Okay, but it didn't. It sort of bounced, consolidated, hit all-time highs, which is great. But since then, what you've been seeing in the alts is things going up like 2x, 3x, 4x, 5x, and a small market cap. So is this potentially the start of the alt season? You can see here that it's actually lost this support. So like I said, we could see some form of pullback on the weekly, and then a nosedive down to this level. I mean, this is a key level down here, 35% for Bitcoin. You can see the volume, the sheer volume coming in as well. It's huge. It's huge. So I'm not calling the chart. I'm not calling the future. I'm just saying that we could potentially be in for the biggest alt season ever. Well, it wouldn't be ever though, would it? Look, because that was absolutely astronomical. But given Bitcoin's price right now, it could be a massive alt season, and the distribution, of wealth across the entire crypto space. So again, if we are having an alt season, it's just beginning. I would expect this kind of pattern falling down for Bitcoin, to go down, bounce, down, bounce, down, bounce, down, until we do get to this support level right here. This is a major support level. If we was to say this would be the first form of resistance for Bitcoin, you can see there's no real resistance until this level here, because you've got support there, you've got resistance there when Bitcoin dominance was on the way up, you've got resistance there when Bitcoin dominance was on the way up. So this would be right here, it is actually fighting, well, it's a little bit lower just there. You can see at the moment this level here, it's fighting it. So at the moment it is key support. You can see that support there, with actually resistance on the way up and support on the way down. So this is a massive area, Lose that, and then Bitcoin will be fighting at 57%, because you can see the support there, support, resistance. So yeah, that's a key area for Bitcoin. So, I mean, you can keep an eye on this chart to trade, so if we zoom out, remove that and look on the weekly, and zoom into this particular area here, you could say, right, I'm going to keep trading alts, but when it gets down to this area here, I'm going to put back into Bitcoin, because I know it's going to have a little bounce here. So then when you go back into Bitcoin, you're actually accumulating more sats, which is Satoshis for short. So you'll probably expect a little bounce here, and who knows, it might go to the moon, but potentially, given that the market is the way it is, it could roll over and then just keep going down to this level here, or wherever the next level of support is for Bitcoin. If we zoom out a little bit, there's not much resistance at all. There's a little bit of resistance there again, so that would be a level of support just there. Look, you see that level there, and there acted as support in the previous bull market. So again, you've got these levels of support for Bitcoin on the way down on the dominance. This level here, that level there, so we'll mark them up for future reference. And then again, you've got a lot of resistance just there, will support, on the way up, but it will act as support on the way down. So you've got that area there. I mean, look at that there, there's nothing between that and that, there's nothing. So potentially when you get to this point in the Bitcoin dominance, say you're going to expect a little bounce for Bitcoin just here, right? So you buy into Bitcoin just here, you swap your alts for Bitcoin, then when it loses it just here, you could expect to see astronomical gains in alts between this level here of support for Bitcoin. You know, so that's a potential play there for the coming crypto season, guys. A fantastic space, an exciting space to be in right now. So that's it for today's video. I hope you like, and please subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back tomorrow with another one. Cheers, bye.